All right, we're back. Back live. I'm going to hang out here for a few minutes. We just did take part two. Part one had some technical difficulties, and you guys could not hear me on audio. So, what I'm going to do from here now in part two is you guys all should be able to hear me. I'm going to start with the 60-second timer again, let folks jump back in, and we will begin things. For those catching on the replay here, hashtag replay below if you're watching this, but we'll let the live viewers jump on soon and get started. All right, we are officially back. Apologies for the technical difficulties and the delay, guys. We are back on and in action now. Everybody should be able to hear me, but to make sure of it, let me double check my settings here. Everything should be good on my end. I'll leave it up to you guys to let me know. So I can see your comments and so I can make sure that you guys can hear me okay. Head on over to chat.restream.io/FB, put in your name and info there. And that way I can see your comments directly on the live here on the platform that we're streaming on. We are currently cross-streaming across YouTube and Facebook right now. So this will allow me to make sure that I see every comment coming in. I will do my best to keep up with comments on the live directly. But as you saw from the last take, I missed the comment last time letting me know that you guys couldn't hear me. Awesome. Thanks for confirming, Daisy. Appreciate you letting me know. I swear the last 2 weeks this has happened like every time I've jumped on. Something with my audio settings just like preset to pick up to a mic that I don't use. And it's not picking up the mic that I do use here. But we should be good to go now. All right, so for those joining in and joining me on today's live, as I was mentioning in take one, I'm super excited to get into today's topic. This is one that I'm very passionate about and one that you guys are probably wondering, what is this topic all about? The title of today's live, no matter where you start, this determines where you end. And when I say that, I mean it, meaning in the fact that what I'm going to be uncovering and talking about today from my journey and my experience, to me, is the core foundation to what it takes to win online. And no matter where you start, whether you're in the beginning stages watching this live, just starting your business, or whether you're established, no matter where you're at, this determines where you end and what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to get into that very soon. At the end of today's live, I'm also going to be revealing an exciting new opportunity that I'm opening up officially today, giving you guys here in the UCEO's Facebook group first dibs on the first 50 spots that we're opening up on a new opportunity to gain access to me at a price that we've never offered it before. So I'm super excited to share more on this soon in relation to what we're talking on at the end of today's live. But I ask those of you here joining in, tuning in with me, stick around to the end. We won't go too long today. I'll share more as we get to the end of the live. And as we get started with today's live, this isn't going to be one of those workshop webinar type trainings where I'm going to be just going through a slideshow, talking nonstop, and delivering a presentation. Although I'm the only one up in the room in here talking today, I want to make this conversational. I want to see you guys engage, drop questions, drop comments throughout with what I'm talking on. So as we progress through today's topic and I talk further into things, always feel free to drop your comments, questions, and engage throughout the live. I will be keeping an eye on comments throughout. And just a last reminder here before I pull this off screen, if you are tuning in here now, hashtag live below. And before you drop that hashtag live, head on over to chat.restream.io/FB. That way I can see your comments. I'll mute myself here as I pull up this other live. All right, cool. So for those of you here tuning in, this is one of those topics where if you're not seeing the success that you want in your online business or the success that you believe that you deserve, this could be one of those reasons why that's taking place. Or on the flip side, if you're seeing other people achieving success, maybe people that you once were at a similar point to them when you were getting started on your journey, and you're sitting back wondering, why is this not me? Why am I not here yet? What we're going to be uncovering today, to me, is the core reason why this takes place for a lot of people, and the differentiator between those that do win and those that continue to stay in the same spot. So we're going to get into that more very soon. But again, as we get started here, those tuning in, as we get more and more folks jumping on, hashtag live below, show some love on this live, drop a heart, drop a thumbs up, drop some comments, and let's make sure other folks in the group can see this and benefit from what we're talking on here today. If you catch me looking away throughout today's live, I got my camera to the left of the screen here, so I'll be glancing periodically through my screen, just an outline that I pulled up for today's agenda, as well as looking back at the camera to talk with you guys. Awesome to see the reactions flying through. And we will get into it. As we get into things today, question for you guys and everybody here tuning in this live. Where are you currently at in your online business journey? Now, I know this is a broad question, but more specifically, how long have you been building your online business and online presence? Is it something that you just began this past year, these past 6 months? Is it something that you've been working on for the past couple years? How long have you been working to build your online business and online presence? Let me know in the comments. See a few comments coming through my way, some on YouTube as well, mentioning just getting started. Some of you at 2 to 3 years in, some of you at 2 years in. Those of you here at any stage they're in, who here has had a rocky point in their journey where they spent, let's say, 1 to 3 to 5 years trying to connect the dots, trying to figure things out? Another comment just came in, Daisy mentioning about 2.5 years with a couple of different strategies. Sounds very similar to me early on. There's a reason I'm asking these questions. There's a reason I'm mentioning this, which we're going to come back to here very soon. But as we do, I want to start by sharing with you guys a little bit more on my journey, my experience, specifically within my coaching business over these last 3 years, but also going beyond that to just my journey as a whole to getting my online business to this point. I know many of you here in the group know my story, know my journey, know where I came from, where I started, how I got to this point. But for those of you here that don't, this would be a quick refresher and reminder of where I came from and how I've gotten here. Because much like many of you sharing in the comments how you had a rocky period in your journey, or how you had a couple of years of trying to figure things out and connect the dots, I too had the same exact experience. In fact, I spent just over 3 years really dabbling in a lot of different opportunities, a lot of different strategies, trying to figure out what was best for me to get my online business going. And this for me was at a time where I was working in my family business, working for my family jewelry business. And early on growing up as a kid, in the back of my mind, I always wanted to be a business owner. I think a lot of this stemmed from just me watching my dad see the business that my parents built with the jewelry business that I worked for as a very young kid. And I always knew growing up in the back of my mind that I had the opportunity to take over this successful business that my parents built. I enjoyed the industry. I enjoyed working in the business. I enjoyed working with the family most of the time, sometimes not so much. But I quickly knew as I began to get older and older, as I turned 18 and beyond, I knew that for me, I wanted something different. Although I really respected what my parents built and I had a great opportunity available for me to take that over and to run this business and to take it to the next level, I could be financially set doing that. I chose to take the opposite path. I chose to start back at zero with my own thing. And this is because I wanted to build something that was my business from the ground up. And I wanted to do it my way. And more importantly, I wanted to build something that would allow me to achieve not just financial freedom, but location freedom as well. And a big thing for me, working in my family business, seeing my parents in that business, is that I witnessed them having to be a slave to that business every single day. Now, that's a life that they chose and a business they chose and a business that they love based on where their skills are at and what they're most passionate about. Obviously, with times changing and our generation having the opportunity to build an income online and to not be tied to a physical location, this is where these new doors open up, and avenues like this were the routes that I knew I wanted to take. But getting to the bottom of how I was going to do that was a different story. I knew that I had skills that needed to be developed. And I knew in order to get to where I wanted to go, I had to waste no time in getting started developing those skills. So I was always of the mindset early on in my journey. When I was working for my family business, even as I went away to college and went back to work for the family business, throughout that entire time, I was squeezing in every extra hour that I could outside of the working hours that I had in the 9 to 5 to put time into the online side of things. I was using my job in retail, working for my family business, to develop 2 key skills: sales skills and communication skills, and marketing skills. And I knew that these 2 foundational skills would serve me in whatever direction I decided to take going forward. Whether it be affiliate marketing, a different online business venture, whatever it may be, those skills would serve me. And those were foundational skills that I knew I needed to get to the point of seeing any success online. The thing was for me, I think at that time, was I always thought that seeing others and seeing the success that others were getting, watching on YouTube videos, seeing people on Facebook, there was always something in the back of my mind telling me, like, what's the trick? What took them to get there so quick? How did they build this multi-6-figure business overnight so quickly? And why am I still here hustling as hard as I can, trying all these different things and still seeing nothing come to life of it? And at first, at that level of experience that I was and the age that I was, I could not see why that was. But I knew if I kept at it, I would figure it out. I think this is one of those lessons to begin, where anybody here in this live, to me, a foundation to any success in the online world starts with belief and conviction and our ability to create that. It's not about knowing that we can create it right now. It's not about lying and telling ourselves we have the skills now to do this. But it's reminding ourselves that if we go out and provide ourselves with what we need, put in the work and develop the skills, we can create the business that we want just like anybody else can. And we have that ability. And I think starting with that foundational conviction and belief is key to everything when it comes to online success. But what we're really talking about at the core here today in this live, about no matter where you start, this determines where you end. A lot of it comes back to skills and experience. And getting to the level of depth of those skills that very few people have, which I feel that I have now that I once didn't have. I'm going to talk more on that next. Coming back to my journey and my upbringing and just figuring out how to build a business online and getting started with that, for me, as I was going through those years of trial and error, literally 3 years of making a couple $100, falling back to zero, making a couple more $100, falling back to zero, not really figuring out, that was through a conglomeration of starting Instagram pages, getting paid for Instagram shout outs, selling Instagram pages. This was the way I began on the side for me. That led me into getting into drop shipping, testing out drop shipping next, running paid ads, learning some lessons the hard way on how it's not just something where you can just turn on ads overnight to a product with a landing page or a product with a checkout page and see sales come in. I was naive of the mindset of that back in the day. And I thought, hey, you know what? If I get this page dialed in and optimized, I can turn on ads here and sales will start flowing in. Quickly learned that was not the case, but it cost me $2,000 to learn that. Jumped forward into the next opportunity. This is when I decided to start Amazon FBA and an Amazon FBA business. And this was when Amazon FBA was just becoming super hot. And I remember seeing videos all over YouTube on it. Kevin David talking on it like crazy. Many other gurus in the space doing super, super well with it. And this was when I was a junior in college. And I decided, you know what? I've saved up money over these last 3 years. The little money that I had, I'm going to take a chance and put this money into an Amazon FBA business. It's leveraged. I can make money while I sleep. I can make sales while I sleep. I don't have to fulfill on those sales. Sounds like an awesome opportunity. And in the back of my mind, I thought, if I can get this to work over the next year, graduate college and know that I have an Amazon FBA business is making me $5K to $10K a month, I'm on a great path to start to do what I want to do with my future. Throughout that last year of college, I literally spent week after week after week. You can ask my wife here now for seconding this. She witnessed me stay up late every night as she went to sleep as I was talking to different suppliers across the world, figuring out how to source products, figuring out how to get inventory into the Amazon warehouse. And I literally invested over $2,500 into inventory into a product that I had shipped from China all the way to the US to an Amazon FBA warehouse. And I was taking and making moves in my business that I had never once made before. You see, a lot of times in those 2 to 3 years prior, I was learning and trying some things and taking some action, but I wasn't really going all in. I was kind of going half in. I was learning more. I was feeling good because I was consuming and learning more, but I wasn't going all in. So this first move for me, when I put this $2,500 into inventory, I said, this is the thing I want to grow over this next year. This was a good feeling for me because it felt like I was going all in with something that I felt was very promising. But I went into it with a little bit of misaligned expectations. Number one, I did not, looking back at it, have the knowledge or understanding to know how to launch and scale a product on Amazon. Now, this realization came to life after I spent that money in the inventory and launched the product. For the first week, I remember checking my Amazon seller account, seeing 10 sales the next day, 10 sales the next day. And seeing these sales pop in on my phone without me doing literally anything, people just going onto Amazon, searching and buying, I'm like, man, I'm onto something here. This is awesome. Things are moving. That week where I made my first 70 sales and things felt like they were going really good, led into the next week where my sales went down to about 3 to 5 a day. And the next week where they went down to about 2 to 3 a day. And the next week where they went down to about 1 a day. And quickly I saw a bunch of other sellers basically selling the same product that I was selling. Competition was fierce. And when I entered the market and the product that I was selling, there was only a couple competitors selling it. That's why I thought, man, this is a winning product. But as more competitors jumped in, I didn't have the understanding, experience, or know-how to evolve. I didn't have the foundational Amazon FBA skills to get past this, and I got swallowed up by it. And in turn, I made the decision to basically fold up the table, call it quits, and say, you know what? I'm going to liquidate this inventory, move on, and it's time to go back to the 9-to-5 job, back to the family business, and back to the drawing board. So although it was disappointing, it was an experience that, you'll hear this as a reoccurring trend in today's live. It was an experience that can't be taken away from me to this day. It's an experience that I will forever be able to talk on that gave me perspective at that time, that post going through all of that, I didn't imagine that I would look at business in a different way and the way that I did. And it was a stepping stone to get to the next step from there. So going back to my 9-to-5, back to the drawing board, somehow I came across a product called the One Funnel Away Challenge. Long story short, this led me into my first exposure into affiliate marketing, which led me into deciding the fact that, hey, affiliate marketing is the venture that I want to take going forward to get my business off the ground. Now, I want to share with you guys my thought process behind why this was the case. James, what's going on, man? Great to see you on the live. As I talk more into my thought process here next and continue on, whoever is joining in, new viewers hopping on, hashtag live below and let me know. Those in the replay, hashtag replay below and let me know. The reason I decided that affiliate marketing was for me at that point in time comes back to what I mentioned early on in this live, where I saw the opportunity to develop foundational skills. Affiliate marketing was all about finding a product that you believe in, connecting that product and that solution to people that relevantly need that help and support, and me being able to market that product and sell that product online. Those are the skills that I knew I needed to develop further and to build a deeper, wider foundation with them. So I went into my journey with affiliate marketing, which led me to, since I made this commitment to make this work and that this was the path for me and the fact that it made sense for me in a 9-to-5 job, I committed to this for the next year. But I didn't go into it saying, Blake, you're going to be an affiliate marketer for the rest of your life. This is my long-term vision and my long-term plan. In fact, for those of you here that may be affiliates, some of you may have this mindset, some of you may not. Some of you may have the mindset of you love affiliate marketing, you want to do this forever. For me, I looked at affiliate marketing in a sense like it was a launch pad for me to get to that next step. It was a pad for me to build the foundational skills and the base that I needed. It was a way for me to get my process in place to build results, and for me to use that as a launch pad to get to what I wanted to do most, which was coach people, consult with people directly, create my own products and services, and create my own impact. I didn't want to forever be selling other people's products. I wanted to create things for my own. But I knew at the point in time where I was at, if I tried to spearhead marketing, sales, delivery, all these new things that I had very little skill and experience in, aside from in-person sales, it was going to be an uphill battle for me because I didn't have that strong foundational base in place. Long story short, all this, what I'm talking on here is the stepping stones that led me to building a solid foundation. And this is, to me, no matter where you start, this determines where you're at. If you're one of those people that's constantly looking at, why am I not here? Why have I tried this for 6 months and somebody else tried this for 6 months and got to 10K and I'm stuck at 2K or at zero? A lot of times we get stuck looking outwards rather than looking inwards and realizing that we simply don't have the skills to get to where we want to go. We don't have the perspective or the experience to get to where we want to go. And I can tell you firsthand from experience that the mindset that I had going into years back, 8, 10 years back, when I was first getting started exploring avenues to make money online versus the mindset I had when I started to make my first high ticket sale in affiliate marketing was already night and day difference. My perspective was shifting, my skills were developing, and I could feel the foundational base becoming in place. And it was allowing me to build off of that to get to the next level. Knowing that where I really wanted to get to was my own products and services and doing my own coaching, I knew that with affiliate marketing, if I could commit to doing this for a year to develop those foundational skills in marketing and sales, and then to transfer that into creating my own products and services as folks saw me generate those results and saw me generate results for others along the way, it could lead to a profitable way for me to go into coaching and a way for me to go into it with some authority and experience. And that's exactly what I did. 1 year after hitting my first 100K year in affiliate marketing, went from 0 to 100K in 12 months off the back end of 3 to 4 years of basically being stuck at zero. A lot of folks saw me make that massive growth in that short period of time, and they wanted to figure out how I did it. My first product that I released was my Messenger Masterclass. Reason I released this product as my first product was because this, to me, was the vehicle that allowed me to go from 0 to 100K. This was the foundational skill that I obsessed becoming a ninja at, to say the least. I had thousands of conversations that year, studied those conversations deeply, reflected on those conversations, and really got to the bottom of how I can turn this into more of a repeatable process. And this reminds me a lot of a client recently that came to me and asked me, Blake, he was basically looking to get to the bottom of how he can have a messenger-ready message that leads to higher conversions. I think this is something that we all want early on, where we're just getting started. If we're using Facebook Organic, or we're using a social platform to connect with relevant prospects for the product that we're selling, we want to know, how can we say these magic words to get people to say, yes, I'm interested. Yes, I want to buy your thing. And maybe if you can look into what Blake was saying, you would know exactly what that magic thing is. Although you might see it how Blake says it, the point is, a lot of these things, aside from having a foundation from someone that's ahead of you and that's done it before you and can guide you in simplifying that, it takes us trying and testing our own things. It takes us gaining our own experiences. That same client that asked me that question went on to have hundreds of conversations, and weeks later came back to me and he said, hey, I know how to book calls now. I know how to get people to say yes to me. And this is because he put himself in front of different scenarios. He put in the reps. He had the conversations. He gained the perspective. And he found out how to take what he learned from me and make it his own, in his own way. Coming back to my journey here now and what I'm talking on over these last 3 years, the reason I'm bringing this up is because when I first went from that foundational success to going into coaching, from there, I launched my own coaching offer, sold my first 10 spots of my coaching offer. I can say from experience where I'm at now, looking back 3 years ago when I first launched that coaching offer, since that time, that coaching offer was at zero, has now gone on to generate multiple six figures and serve over 100 clients. But those first 10 clients, I didn't coach nearly at that level that I'm coaching my clients now. And a lot of it was because of what I didn't know, what I couldn't see in front of me, the perspective I didn't have, and the skill set and delivery that I didn't have. But the nice thing was, I took the time to build foundational skills to serve me financially, marketing and sales, that now the next focus for me was developing the delivery skills and developing the ability to coach my clients in a way that not only was just making them happy, but helping them understand how to do things the right way, do things their way, and more importantly, to get results. For those of you here that are coaches on the live here today, let me know in the comments below if you are a coach. If you are a coach, and if you're like me early on in my coaching journey 3 years ago, you thought the key was to keeping your clients happy. And you'd do anything that you could to make your clients happy, whatever it took. whether that's creating a resource for them, helping them set something up on your own, going out of your way to do something extra for them, providing them with another resource or asset that maybe they asked for that you didn't have yet. You worked super hard to make them happy because you cared about offering a really good experience for the client. And more than often, probably likely for me at that time, I know for myself, was I thought that was helping them. But the truth is, it really wasn't helping them. It was me pleasing them, trying to make them happy, trying to give them a good experience. And although they were having that, and although they enjoyed their time with me, that's not the best way to coach someone. The best way to coach someone is to have belief and conviction in everything that you say. Not just give them what they want, but fight against what they want with what you know is best. And to make that clear to them and to show them how, in your experience, you can say this because they haven't yet seen it or experienced yet. And this just goes to show how much you grow through reps, experience, and really committing to mastery at your craft. The mindset that I have as a coach now, the ability that I have to coach clients after going from being at 0 clients to not knowing what it's like to work with my first 5 clients, to work with my first 10 clients, to not knowing what it's like to serve 10, 20, 30 clients in a call at once, to not knowing what it's like to serve over 100 clients in a year. All of these things came through experience that I gained along the way. These are things that I couldn't once see. I didn't know what was once in front of me at the time. And in turn, it was causing me to not show up how I needed to in the present. But what helped me combat that and quickly develop skills to get past that and to gain experience and create speed along the way was getting around the right people, getting around the right perspectives of people that have been where I want to go. And all this was develop deeper depth in the understanding that I had. The reason I was focused on potentially pleasing my clients or making my clients happy at the time is because, again, I didn't have pure belief and conviction in what I was teaching. I knew it worked for me. I knew it would work for them, but I wasn't coaching them in a way that was positioning that. I was too worried about fitting what they wanted in their box, making them happy and giving them what they want. When in reality, it should go both ways. It should be me, as I do now, being willing to say no, being willing to tell them, hey, you can do it this way, but if you do it that way, I can tell you right now that from the 10 times I've done this before, you're not going to see the result you like. This is the way I recommend you do it. The only way that that conviction comes to me is through experience. Experience and depth of understanding of that particular topic. You need to have deep roots in a foundation that will serve you going forward. I think a lot of times folks trying to build a business online, they get so caught up in the game of speed and wanting money now and wanting instant gratification and wanting results. And the world that we live in doesn't help it by constantly sharing quick wins, quick results, cash coming in, screenshots, that we're kind of surrounded in a world where like, we want this now and we want this quick. And if those of you here, any of you here on the live is feeling that now, remind yourself that you can have that, but you have to be willing to provide yourself with what you need to get it. And we're going to talk about what that means next and what that looks like, how you can build that depth of understanding, how you can become an expert in your space, and how you can become a trusted advisor that people want to come to and work with. I once didn't know when that would come for me, but I saw as I started to build my foundation, stack my skills, get results, I saw people starting to want to come to me to ask me to work with me. And as I gained more experience in the coaching space, in 3 years past, I've seen my products grow, and I've gone from launching one coaching product to now launching multiple products, serving hundreds of clients across the world, literally hosting over 400 coaching calls. The reps and the experience that I put in up until this point is what allowed me to have this depth of understanding that I have now. It's what's allowed me to speak in a way that I am here now on the live to give you guys this value and this knowledge. To me, a mindset that I've always looked at with this is like, if you're not embarrassed at the previous version of you, you're not growing enough. I could easily sit back here and tell everybody that I was the most amazing coach and I just got started. I was getting my clients perfect results. They were super happy. I was coaching them super well. But the reality was that wasn't true. I was new to coaching. And a lot of clients that were signing up with me at that time knew that they were one of my first coaching clients. They saw me get success in the affiliate space. They wanted to work with me knowing that I was new. And many of them stuck with me along the way as they saw me become a better and better coach because they liked the fact that they saw my commitment to the craft. They knew where I was going, and they knew where I would take them if they continued to stick with me. And that's the lens that we want to portray in our own business for us. If we're showing up committed to our craft, committed to mastery, not only do we see it and do we feel it, and we start possessing it through the skills that we gain, the foundation that we build, others around us feel it and see it too. And it creates this effect that leads to people wanting to be involved with that movement. So as we continue on the talk on this topic, is what I'm sharing here today eye-opening anyway, helpful? Let me know in the comments below. If you're getting value from today's live so far, #value below. I know we talked a lot about my journey up until this point. We're going to get more into things here very soon. But I'm just going to take a pause here, check the room, make sure everybody that's watching is still with me, and drop some comments below and let me know. It's a big reason why I'm opening up this opportunity that I'm here today at the end is because of the depth of understanding that I've gained now. And the fact that I want to give this back to you guys to arm you with the mistakes and the successes that I've gained over these last 4 years to provide you with a simplified path to doing similar for you. Every entrepreneur to me has a rocky point in their journey when that depth of understanding isn't there. And coming back to what I was sharing before, I think a lot of folks try to skip past that. They want to skip past that, and they want to just get to the results. If you look at every entrepreneur out there that's achieved at least a 6-figure to a multiple 6-figure to 7-figure plus business, I guarantee every single one of them that you follow had a point where they spent 2 to 3 years putting in reps, trying things out, and figuring things out. They had a rocky start, and that rocky start led to success later on. And more than often, the people that followed them during that successful year didn't see that rocky start beforehand. They only saw that one jumpstart year of success. So in their mind, they're wondering why that's not them and why they can't be there too. But they don't have the perspective to see of what work you put in and what came to get to that point. And by all means, this isn't me saying or making anybody on this live feel like, man, you're going to have a rocky start. If you're just getting started now, expect to have no result or a rocky start for the next 4 years. Not what I'm saying, but I am saying you should embrace that point in your journey. You should know that there's going to be a rocky point. Lean into it and know that on the other side is what you want to come out of it. It takes going through that to get to the other side. Now, there is some key things that you can do to shortcut that rocky start, to get yourself through it faster, to give yourself the depth of understanding, knowledge, and skills to see the other side sooner than you would have thought as well. And let's get into that next. This to me comes all back to the journey of becoming a trusted advisor and an expert in your space. A journey that I feel that I have embodied and embraced over these last 4 years in my journey of building a multi-6-figure coaching business and now crossing 7 figures. And I know as I've talked on through today that looking back at where I was at when I started, if I were to try to come out with some of the offers that I am now or the offer that I'm sharing with you here today, it wouldn't be nearly as valuable as what it is now, just solely due to the experience of what I've seen over these last 3 years that I know that many of you on this live have not seen. And I know that for me, when I was at that point in my journey, I didn't see it either. I didn't even know what was in front of me. And this is a lot of what holds people back. It's being able to have a glimpse and an insight into what's in front of them, the things that they can't see, so they can prepare themselves for it. This all starts to me with, number one, the theme that we've talked on today, which is committing to mastery and building the skill foundation. You have to commit to going all in with building those skills. And you have to commit to knowing that you're building a foundation that will allow you to build a taller building. If you just get started with your online business, and let's say you achieve success in 6 months. You spent 6 months building a foundation. Is that foundation deep enough, strong enough, and deep rooted enough to support a very tall building and long term success? More than often, no. But the people that went through 3 years of struggle and then spent another year figuring it out and having a successful year, in the example I'm talking on here today, to me, I had a 4 year stretch of building a deep and wide foundation that provided me with a runway to build a taller building and to continue to stack new layers and levels to it. A big piece of that strong foundation and my ability to get here in the time that I did was number one, learning from others, but not just learning from others' successes. At first, I always thought that was the key. Surround myself with the people that have been successful and where I want to go, which is what we're talking on here, and learn from what they did to be successful. Surround yourself with those that walk the path ahead of you that you want to walk. But it goes beyond just learning from the success. It goes also into learning from the failures. The way I look at it is if you can't learn from my failures that I'm talking on here today, or the failures of some other expert that you're following that's where you want to go now, if you can't be willing to learn from their failures, you're going to have to be willing to make every mistake yourself. And it's going to be a lot longer, painful journey to building that foundation and to seeing success come from it. The sooner you can embrace and embody learning from the people in front of you, not just from their successes, but from their failures, the sooner you start to provide yourself with glimpse and insight into what's to come in front of you. Which all comes back to, again, surrounding yourself with the right people. In conjunction to this, a big piece for me in becoming the trusted advisor and expert that I have today, aside from committing to mastery, building the skill, surrounding myself with others, learning from the success, learning from the failures, I put in over 100K into mentorship and investing into my personal development in my business in the first year and a half of success in my business because I saw what it was doing for me. The first 3 years, when I didn't put any money in and I was on that rocky start trying to figure things out, I was unsure. I had no conviction. But when I started to put in that first investment and I saw the work that I put in behind that and what came from it, it fueled me to want to do more and more. It showed me the power of what can come when I go all in with that thing and also provide myself with support and guidance from someone that's been where I want to go and done what I want to do and has seen things that I have not yet seen, which led me to doing it more and more and more, which led to me being able to scale rapidly and going from zero to my first 100K a year to scaling to multiple six figures the next year and repeating that the last 3 years. Another big piece to this as well is the role of reflection in my journey. Being willing to consistently look inward at yourself. I remember in an interview after I achieved my first 100K year in affiliate marketing, I was brought into the group of the product that I was selling that year. And they were asking me just basically talk about my journey, what allowed me to get here. One thing I expressed great importance on was not just being aware of the inputs that we're putting in each day, but reflecting on those inputs that we're putting in. And rather than looking at it like what we haven't done or how we aren't where we want to be or how we aren't where that other person is, it's consistently stepping back, pausing and asking ourselves, what did I learn? What did I learn today? How did I grow today? What could I do better tomorrow? And how am I going to show up tomorrow to become better? Those are a few questions off the top of my head that are prime examples of what I did and also examples of why it's so important to reflect on our journeys. Because if we can be honest with ourselves in those answers, we're literally not only feeling the feeling of growth and progression, building that foundation every single day, but we're actually taking the lessons that we're learning each day and using them to propel into the next one, to become better and to grow faster. More too often, so many people literally just go from one day to the next, 1 day to the next, 1 week to the next, 1 month to the next, and many times month after month, year to the next, going through the motions, doing the same things, not being aware of what needs to change, how they grew, what they learned, and just throwing stuff at the wall, hoping it sticks. Reflection is such a key piece in being able to build depth in our skills and to really build a depth of understanding of the thing that we are teaching and talking on that nobody else has. Example of this that I want to refer to is you can do this in a variety of industries. Let's say, for example, one that I've heard recently is, let's say you live in Alaska and all you see is snow every single day. It's literally all you know is snow. If all you see is snow all you see is snow every single day, and you're speaking to somebody that's from Florida that never sees snow, the person that sees snow every single day in Alaska is going to know what types of snow there are. They're going to literally know the names of the snow. They're going to know diameter of the snow. They're going to know so much about that thing the other person didn't know because they engrossed themselves in it, because they committed to mastering it, because it was all they surrounded themselves with. Very much like my dad in the jewelry industry. He could look at a stone and tell you the name of the stone, the size of the stone, the shape of the stone, what type of stone it is. All these very intricate details that the average person wouldn't know because he's a master at it. And I think when we get to this level of mastery, like I've gotten to with my online business, with marketing and sales and coaching skills, you start to see the benefits come to life in so many different ways. One of those ways being your ability to connect problems with solutions, your ability to look into a business and see, hey, this is a problem and this is the solution that connects to it, which also helps your ability to be able to sell and show people, hey, this is the path that we would be on if we're working together. This is how I would help you. This is what I see in your business. This is the problems that we would solve. And this is how we're going to get to your goal. That's conviction, and that's a level of understanding that most people don't have. The beginner coaches can't successfully do or express. Continuing on from here. Coming back to the reflection piece, we've talked about the importance of committing to mastery, learning from others, failures and successes, surrounding yourself with the right people. We talked recently on the role of reflection in my journey and the importance of looking inwards rather than looking outwards at why didn't people want to work with me? Why didn't people buy my thing? Look at you, look at how you can become better, and ask yourself today on this live, use this as a moment to ask yourself, what can I change or provide myself with today that's going to put me in a better position for this tomorrow? For me, this reflection piece that I'm talking on, and this being a big key piece in my growth and my journey, this is what led to the creation of my new book. If I wasn't consistently reflecting and writing little memoirs to my day each and every day in my growth and my online coaching business journey, I wouldn't have been able to have the depth, understanding, or awareness to be able to look back at my journey and say, hey, I want to write an 80-page book on this thing because I know that this is going to solve a lot of pain for a lot of people. That understanding and that decision and that journey to bringing that book to life came through really me knowing how much this could impact people. Seeing a reoccurring problem that I saw myself face early on and many others face in their journey, and spending a long chunk of time to getting to the bottom of a solution that's repeatable and predictable until I could formally write it in a way that expressed my depth of understanding, that made it super clear for the person reading it and made it actionable enough for them to start seeing the power of it. This depth of knowledge that I have now and this understanding and the skills I've developed now is also what's led me to creating this new opportunity that I'm sharing with you guys here today. And all in all, as we develop that foundation, as we build our building taller, as we build that depth, as we build those skills, and we gain that experience, the result of this is something that nobody else can take away from you. It's unique to you. I know without a doubt, sitting up in this room on this live, the experiences that I've gained over the last 4 years are things that many other people here have not even come close to seeing or experiencing. And because of this experience, it brings me a unique skill set and understanding that I can provide and help so many other people with. And that's exactly why I'm here and why I do what I do. Is being able to use that to give back to people, to help them not face all the same problems and strains and headaches that you did along the way, while also giving them the confidence to go all in with the ideas that they have and the vision that they have. Something that can't always come to life early on when we're unsure, when we don't know what we can't see in front of us, and when we're hiding in fear. As these skills compound, what's cool about it is you can turn them into assets. These assets can be coaching programs like we talked on early on. They can be master classes. They can be books. I've launched over 10 products in my last 3 years. All that came off the back end primarily of me identifying consistent problems in my journey and others' journeys that I was supporting, as well as through experiences that I've gained that led me to eye-opening moments that I would not once be able to see without me putting in the action, the experience to get to that point. All this leads to us being able to turn our skills, our expertise, and our mastery into leveraged assets. One of those leveraged assets that I'm really excited to roll out here to you guys today is what I like to call the Coaching Chronicles. The Coaching Chronicles is a new opportunity that's really about me delivering monthly gold direct to your inbox that nobody else has access to. Now, I know a lot of you are subscribed to my email list. A lot of you get gold from me every single week in my email, YouTube videos, lives like this. This is going to go a level of depth beyond that. And it's strictly limited to the first 50 people. The reason I wanted to come to you guys here in the group first is to give you guys first dibs. For the first 50 people that subscribe to my Coaching Chronicles newsletter offer, you're going to get access to a premium monthly membership program to provide you with insights, lessons, and direct access to me, where I'm sharing with you not only successful moments in my journey, how I brought those successful moments to life, my thought process behind it, but also failures along my journey, why that failure took place, what I learned from it, and the experience that I gained from it. All getting back to what we talked on in today's live, to help you shortcut and fast track your success to becoming an expert and a trusted advisor in your industry, and really arming you with the things that I know that many of you can't see, that I've experienced and seen firsthand, not just once, not just twice, but many, many, many times. So every single month, I'll be hand selecting a new topic, talking on failures, talking on successes. One future lesson will be talking on my entire journey to bringing my book to life, why I decided to do it, what was the goal behind it, what were the steps it took to bring it to life, to creating the funnel, to creating the book, to now launching the ads. I want to give you guys a glimpse and insights into not just campaigns that I run, but again, everything in between, from successes, failures, experiences, knowing that I am providing you with the insight that I wish I had when I was in your position early on. So for those of you here that want more information on this, that would like to secure one of the first 50 spots, if you do, you have the chance to jump in and secure a founders only price that will be the lowest prices ever offered again, literally $50 down to secure your spot with it. All you have to do is comment CC below. CC stands for Coaching Chronicles. Comment CC below, and I will reach out post today's live with the link for you to jump in and join us. Get you next steps from there, and let you know when the first edition is released, get you inside the training area with the bonus trainings, and let you know next steps from there to get started with the new opportunity that I just rolled out. I'm beyond excited to deliver this. I know how much is going to help people. And I can't wait for those of you here watching today's live to join me in this movement, to come along with the ride as we're now crossing 7 figures and going to new heights. I want to provide you with the insights, the experiences, and the knowledge that it took to get to this point and to get to new levels going forward along the way, by giving you a trickle down of the knowledge that I've gained, those experiences, those failures, those lessons, in a format that's easy for you to consume, to understand, and know, hey, when I get to this point in my business, this is what I should look out for. Or with me in my business here right now, this is what I should be looking out for ahead, based on what Blake's seen over and over again. And a big thing that's important to me with this is I think a lot of folks in this space sell products, especially those that are successful, talking on success like I've had today, sell products out of the lens of selling you guys my results, giving you guys the roadmap to repeating the same business as me. If you guys want to build the same business as me, awesome. But I know many of you out here want to build your own businesses. You have caveats to what you like and what you don't like in business and what you want to build that around. And to me, my job as a coach is to not just put you in a square box and say, this is the only way it can be done, but it's to give you my experiences, my lessons, my knowledge, and help you create what you want to create. And I really think what I'm going to be sharing in these Coaching Chronicles going forward, and these each and every month of me releasing these new articles to you guys and the videos to pair with it, it's going to be a great tool in helping you create the business that you want while arming you with the insight, understanding, and knowledge that you need to bring that to life. What I will be doing different with this, as a last note as well, is unlike many newsletter offers out there where it's literally just like a 10-page write-up every single month, If you guys have followed me at all over the last 4 years, you know I love video. Absolutely love hanging out here in front of you guys in the live, talking, hanging out. And I love recording and producing video content. To me, it's my specialty and my expertise. So this newsletter will be structured in a way where it's a hybrid approach. Not only will we be getting access to the welcome pack with 3 exclusive bonus trainings that I haven't released, each and every month, you'll get the latest edition of the Chronicles paired with a complimentary video training or a live call that goes with it. And to me, this really gives you best of both worlds of a visual written training as well as a visual video training to allow you to really have the clarity that you need, learn in the way that you want to learn, knowing that for me personally, I like to learn over video more than I do in writing. And I know many of you out here are the same way. This allows me to provide subscribers with best of both worlds and jive with them inside the Chronicles community. So again, anybody that wants to join me inside the Chronicles, take advantage of this founders only offer. This will strictly be just for the first 50 spots at this price. Once the first 50 spots fill up, we're going to be raising the price and doubling it. This is strictly available to you guys to begin. I will be going publicly to my full list next week, but this is your chance now to secure one of the initial spots, get in at the lowest price possible, and to plug in on a new opportunity that will allow you to join me in my journey to taking my business past 7 figures and more, while also giving you complete insight as to what allowed me to get to this point, the lessons I learned along the way, the failures and the successes, and everything in between. I will reach out to everybody individually. I see a few comments coming in my way asking for more info on things. I'll shoot over the link to the page, breaking things down and giving you a chance to go in, grab your spot and jump in. And on that note, we are coming to a close on today's live. Appreciate everybody that hung out today and joined me. Hopefully you all got value from today's conversation. If you did get value, show me some love, hashtag value below and let me know. Same with those in the replay coming back and watch this a second time too. I will take a few moments here in the end. If there happens to be any questions, fire away. I'm all yours to answer them, whether it's related to this new Chronicles offer and this opportunity that you have the ability to take part in, or just the core of what we talked on today. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions from my journey, my experience, or the insights that we shared. Justin already dropped a comment in, showing up as Pro Method Marketing here, already joined. Justin was one of our founding members. Congrats, man. Super excited to see you on the inside of things. Get going with things very soon. Made a great choice by joining. And I know that many of you else will be joining Justin and joining him inside. But just to note, these initial 50 spots will not be around long. I do not expect these to last long, especially at the price we're doing this for the founders only pricing. So if you want to take part in this, jump in now. Take advantage of it, and you'll be glad you did. That I guarantee. If there's no questions at this time, we will wrap up from here. Daisy, thanks for the love on the live. Sharon, thanks for the insights. Appreciate the love throughout on today's live and today's session. Enjoyed hanging out with you guys, and looking forward to seeing you back in the next one soon. And we will call it a day at that. Thanks again for hopping in and joining us today, and we will see you guys soon.